Good morning, scientists. This is Mr. Overholt with the Winston-Salem Forsyth County Schools Science Department. We're going to be observing the skies out back this morning. We're going to notice that there is a lot of cloud cover. There are some stratus clouds. We don't have any breaks in those clouds like we did yesterday. Didn't a video go yesterday because it was teacher work day, but there was definitely some sun breaking through. We're going to be looking to see if these clouds will turn into some precipitation today, and I bet you we will see that before the end of the day. What falls but never reaches the ground. Much like our weather today, it is the temperature. The temperature is falling, but it has not reached, it will never reach the ground. Our weather data coming from beautiful Moore Magnet Elementary School, sitting in the heart of Winston-Salem. It's currently 56 degrees Fahrenheit as a decrease from yesterday. Yesterday was a beautiful day. I did record the data. We'll look at that when we look at our journal in just a second. We don't have any wind at this time. A few minutes ago when I recorded this in the journal, I had 3 miles an hour coming from the northeast. Wind direction is very important for what we're talking about. The 44% humidity is kind of a surprise with the amount of cloud cover we have outside. And we know that as we're going to see a little bit, we got some rain coming today. Currently, we have not had any precipitation in our rain gauge. And our barometer at the bottom down here is saying that we are at 29 and 91 hundredths inches of mercury. This is the fun part right here, ladies and gentlemen. This says that we are at steady. We are sitting flat. It is not increasing and it is not decreasing. We are steady. So as we look at our weather data, I did record yesterday's data. Yesterday we were sitting at 9:40, we were at 64, and now we're at 56. So we do have a decrease in temperature or a falling temperature, as our joke would say. Our air pressure is drastically different as we look at these two. We're down about 15 hundredths of an inch of mercury. And like I said, we had a northeast wind at about 3 miles an hour at that time. And we're going to be looking at our precipitation. We don't have any precipitation at this time. It is very cloudy outside, as we saw in our observation. We had some stratus clouds, and it is cool and calm outside. Yesterday, we had partly cloudy with that air pressure going up there. There were breaks in the clouds, and the sun was coming out. We were partly cloudy. There was some stratus clouds out there. I would not go as far as to say that they were cumulus, but there were some breaks, and it wasn't a complete blanket. But there's a lot of blanket out there. So let's look at the Weather Channel map. We see several things. Coming through North Carolina, right through here, this green blob that we see with the oranges and the yellows in there, that is all moisture. That is precipitation. Now, the direction of which it is traveling, this is the important part for us to look at. This red and blue front that we see we've got red here, and its shapes are pointing north, and I've got a blue sitting right next to it with its shapes pointing south. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a stationary front. Just like that stationary bike you see when you go to the gym or go to the Y, stationary bike doesn't go anywhere. You pedal and push and push and push, and nothing ever goes anywhere. That's what's happening here. The red is trying to go in this direction. The blue is trying to go south in this direction. Nothing is going to win in this one. Because of that, it doesn't move north, it doesn't move south. It's just going to kind of move sideways. It's going to move laterally right on out and into the Atlantic Ocean. That's what we're watching on today. We've got another stationary behind it, but we also have a little bit of warm coming with it. So for today, this is what we have that we're going to be looking at. This is what's going to come through us. We're going to get some rain as we look at today. I'm looking forward to this coming out here. Hopefully, we can get some of this high pressure in a couple of days. But right now, this is what we're looking at. Looking at our windy map. I want to look at our temperature for right now because we talked a little bit about the wind direction and how that impacted what we have. So let's click on winds here. It says that we have an 8-mile-an-hour wind coming from the east. We had about 3-mile-an-hour wind coming from the northeast before. So the northeast means it's coming from up here and coming in this direction. That we see that that's where this is coming from. By the time it gets to us, it's flattening out and coming a little bit from the east. But for right here, we're getting a lot of this coming from here. What we do is when we click on our precipitation over here, What do we notice that's up here? I've got some snow up here. This is cold. This is because of this wind direction that we have. We're getting our colder temperatures because of the direction the wind is coming from. We're getting the colder air coming from the north coming down towards us, which is why we're getting our change in temperatures. That's important for us to look at because if we had our wind direction coming from the south coming to us, we would be getting these temperatures. So wind direction matters. Our wind vane matters. It points to where the wind is coming from. So we have a northerly wind, it's coming from the north. So we're going to be watching for some precipitation to be coming through today. Here is the live radar that we see, and this is the mess that's coming. And the best part about this application or this site is that we can play this and watch it start to move. So we can see that it's moving across. So we can see that it is following the same path that we were talking about. It is not moving north, it is not moving south, it is just moving from the west to the east. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy this day. Watch that barometric pressure barometer. That's going to be important for us to see what's happening out there as we are watching that rain come through. I'll bet you when we see that, our wind speeds will pick up as well. Thank you very much for listening to this today. Make sure you're following in on the Weather Journal and have a great day.